Our Lady of Guadalupe Church in Anchorage was elevated to co-cathedral status on December 12th in a Mass featuring many ethnic, cultural celebrations and attended by Alaska's bishops, as well as Pope Francis's highest-ranking ambassador to the United States, Apostolic Nuncio, Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano. More than 700 people packed the church in Alaska and one of the state's most ethnically diverse parishes. Some attendees came in traditional cultural costumes. Peruvian, Filipino, Mexican, Colombian, Samoan, and Alaska Native peoples took part in the liturgy. Pastor Father Vincent Blanco, who has served the parish in various capacities since 2001 and is a native of the Philippines, leads the church. Archbishop Vigano of the Vatican delivered the homily saying, "Today this church of Our Lady of Guadalupe becomes a co-cathedral. This is needed," he said, "in order to provide for the increasing number of people who, united with their Archbishop, gather to worship God in communion with the whole Catholic Church." Vigano credited the Church's population growth today to the guiding hand of Mary, who has led to this increase and made this day necessary, he said. Vigano hearkened back to the 16th century and Our Lady of Guadalupe Church's namesake, on whose feast day the Mass was held. Mary visited God's people in Mexico to announce yet again the good news, Vigano said. From the day of the visitation to the Mexican people, a land which was overshadowed by the darkness of paganism was enlightened by Christ through Mary, he said. That message to the New World of the 16th century by the patroness of the Americas has reached the great and beautiful land of Alaska, Vigano said. He also linked the Alaskan Catholic Church back to the Vatican in a message from Pope Francis. "It gives me great pleasure to bring you the blessing of our Holy Father, who is always in spiritual communion with you," he said. The elevation of the parish to co-cathedral status also joins the parish more closely to Archbishop Roger Schweitz, he said, as the center of his Anchorage parish, along with Holy Family Cathedral. Archbishop Schweitz, who presided over the Mass, had petitioned the Vatican a year ago to receive permission for elevating the church to co-cathedral status. During the Mass, he was joined by Juneau Bishop Edward Burns and newly appointed Fairbanks Bishop Chad Zielinski. Anchorage Archbishop Emeritus Francis Hurley also attended, along with many of the priests from across the 138,000 square mile archdiocese. The elevation to co-cathedral is the story of steady growth for the parish from its early days in the 1970s when it was without a building. At that time, Mass was held in a Methodist church until the parish could construct a temporary building to serve as both worship area and multipurpose room. It took 30 years before the current expansive Spanish mission-style church with 2 bell towers was dedicated in 2005. With its elevation as a co-cathedral next to Anchorage's historic Holy Family Cathedral come several historically significant new liturgical furnishings for Our Lady of Guadalupe. A chair, once used by Pope St. John Paul II during his 1981 Anchorage visit, is now in permanent residence as the cathedra, or the bishop's chair. Along with the cathedra, other sacred items symbolize the parish's new status as well. A metropolitan cross, symbolizing the archbishop's presence in the church, was especially created for the co-cathedral. Carved of wood from a linden tree, it is now permanently stationed in the church, as well as a special holy chalice for communion. In coordinating the music program for the Mass, music director Kevin Barnett and his assistant Regina said they wanted to convey the joy marking the event. The music during the procession and presentation of the gifts proclaimed joy, declaring "thank you" in many languages and utilizing music from non-traditional instruments. The chorus was composed of 60 people from at least 6 local parishes. In addition to singers, it featured organ and piano, 6 guitar players, an upright bassist, flautist, violinist, conga player, drum set, timpani player, and an additional piano player and the Glacier Brass Quintet. The new status for Our Lady of Guadalupe was a logical move in a large parish with ample parking, a parish which has increasingly served as the location for special masses in a growing archdiocese. Holy Family Cathedral will continue as the historic cathedral, Archbishop Schweitz has said, and should always be considered as the primary church of the Archdiocese. Holy Family Cathedral will turn 100 years old in 2015. It is Anchorage's first Catholic church. After the Mass, a festive dinner reception followed. Pastor Blanco, who has served his diverse Our Lady of Guadalupe parish for 14 years, said the elevation of the church has been a tremendous honor for the parishioners.